Hello everyone, my name is SOCL Plays and welcome back to NMA 101. In today's video, we'll be going over the first video in series of two videos for Social 101, which will be discussing and covering multiplayer etiquette and the social contract. This is the lecture session of the two videos. In the next video, it will be more so in-game and practical stuff. Apologies for the wait, but we're getting back to this course series, so let's get on with it, shall we? Alright, so first up is Axiom 1, which is the chest is sacred. So, whenever you're playing survival, have you ever noticed that your friend ends up taking your diamonds or the single cookie or your building materials? Well, what I want to bring out here is that whatever is in another player's chest is theirs. It's not yours. You don't get to sample, audit, or rearrange them in any way unless they specifically tell you you can. Basic rule of thumb, if you didn't put it there, you don't take it without asking. So say, for example, you run an SMP with a friend, and they ask, hey, can I take some diamonds? If you don't give them permission, and they take it, that's them breaking this rule. So each player's chest is their own keepsake, their own ideal way of trying to get their stuff for them being theirs. And don't mess with other people's stuff if you don't have permission. But basic rule there is chest is sacred. Don't mess with other players' chests unless they give you physical permission. On to the next one. Axiom 2. A sentence that we've all heard before. It was like that when I found it. That is a sentence that has 99% of the time never been true. Servers have logs. Most multiplayer setups log block changes, so it'll be like a plugin or something like that. Operators can rewind to see who broke what, when. Memories are long, there's screenshots, replays, witnesses outlast every single session. Reputation survives servers. If you do something in one server, it's gonna bring over to another. And patterns show. If it happens 3 times as a coincidence, it's not a coincidence. Nobody's that lucky. Basically, be honest if you've done something. This sentence just causes more issues and problems down the long run. Anyways, the next topic is the grief spectrum. So, we've all seen it. We've all had this happen to us. At some point in time, we get griefed. This shows where the line lives and where it doesn't. So in the acceptable range, you're going to see like friendly teasing in chat, coordinated PvP on PvP servers, and like prank chests full of dirt blocks. I mean, the prank chest is a bit iffy, but read the room. Most servers consider this fine. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Awkward is where it gets a bit odd now. You're gonna see somebody borrowing a stack without asking, like of blocks, leaving the door open, just taking somebody's tools. Yeah, it's annoying. You can replace what you took. You apologize and move on. Yes, it is a bit more iffy, but it's just awkward. Next up is where we hit the don'ts. Don't destroy people's builds, steal endgame gear, killing on respawn, hiding TNT in a base. That will literally end friendships, and you'll probably get removed from the server. So of course, destroying builds is the big thing with griefing. People do it, they think they're funny, they're not. Next up is the banned. So you'll get banned immediately. Bypassing claim plugins, doxing people, targeting harassment, and real-world threats. These kind of self-explain themselves. You'll get reported server banned. You might even get banned from Minecraft itself with the new friends and security systems they have in place. But this is the grief spectrum, I believe, is how it goes. It's a lot more in-depth to some people, but I believe this is mainly how it goes about. Alright, here are 2 things everybody gets wrong. The 100 block rule. So if you built within 100 blocks of somebody's base, you've basically moved into their neighborhood. So you'll basically be their neighbor in a sense. So their mob farms would become your problem, their builds become your view, and their lighting affects your spawns. Basically treat it like an apartment or a neighborhood. Knock first before becoming their neighbor. Make an agreement. If you're going to be living on an SMP server and you're very close to somebody else's base, you need to at least have some sort of agreement there. It's kind of standard. The creeper alibi. Oh, it must have been a creeper. Creepers don't usually explode into someone else's living room, let's be real. If something's blown up where it shouldn't be, somebody's most likely responsible, or they let a creeper there themselves. And server logs, if you have a plugin like that, you already know who. Just own up to it. The cover-up is always worse, and usually it'll lead to something worse. Be honest. Really. Both of these are basic standards with Minecraft multiplayer. Some take it a bit further, but these are like the basics of how it really should be. Shared base rules. So there's 4 agreements that prevent roughly 90% of arguments. Sometimes they don't, but for a chance of who you're playing survival with. Storage. Label your chests. Pick a sorting system the group agrees upon. Just don't dump random items in a chest marked iron. Like, have at least some sort of system if you are in a base together. It's kind of basic. Beds. Place your own and don't sleep in somebody else's bed. That's just weird. If you respawn somewhere unexpected, that's probably why. They probably moved their bed. Land claiming. Certain servers have a land claiming plugin, and, well, the first builder wins a roughly 32 block radius unless previously discussed. Talk before you bulldoze somebody else's land. Common sense. And unsolicited builds. Asking somebody if they want a windmill is courtesy. Building one in their front yard without permission isn't. So, ask before you make something for them, or build something for them. Like, hey, can I build something for you? Yeah, just do it this plot. Basics. Talk first, build second. Apologize never, because there's nothing to apologize for. I mean, if you do all these steps, you're mostly going to be good. Unless you do something really bad, but yeah. The Locator Bar! This has been a very controversial thing in Minecraft recently. It's multiplayer's new reality, basically, and it's a new etiquette to match. So, the Locator Bar replaces the XP bar when other players are nearby with colored dots. And based on how close you are, they'll be bigger or smaller. It's normally on default for Java, so like it'll be on no matter what. It's toggleable per a game rule. We discussed those in, I believe, the first video. Dot size shrinks as the distance grows, so it'll get smaller and smaller until you're like right at the person. Actually, no. It's the oh yeah, distance grows. So the further away you are, smaller it gets. Closer you are, bigger it gets. There is a way to disable you appearing on the Locator Bar, however. So you can sneak or crouch. It works while held. You can wear a mob head or a carved pumpkin, and it'll make you invisible from that. An invisibility potion hides the waypoint too, and if you're in spectator, it's only visible to spectators. So you only see spectators who aren't spectators on the Locator Bar, and if you're in normal difficulty, you'll be, or game mode, you'll see persons who are in the normal game modes. Chat conduct. What you type stays. Server logs are forever. So this is a situation where it'll always stay in the logs, unless it's cleared in chat. So what you can do, you can acknowledge messages directly at you. Communicate before risky actions, such as like TNT, lava, redstone tests. Apologize cleanly when you mess up. Don't, like, be rude about it. Use Whisper/DMs for private disputes, or use Discord. I know there's a bit of controversy behind Discord right now. It's probably the best thing to use. Do not spam, use all caps, or flood chats. It's kind of common sense. These are the rules of mostly every server, even Discord servers. Don't argue in the main chat. Everybody will see it. And it'll cause problems. And don't subtweet other players in vague chat messages. Like, yeah. And just don't type things you wouldn't say, period. If it's not a nice thing to say, don't say it. So the biggest rule here is type things you'd say to their face, not something you'd say in private. Things to say in private happen in private. Playing together. So this has changed a little bit since 26.2 is adding the friend join, or 26.3. So you'll be able to join the server from the host of the world. I will go over this more when it releases. So there'll be update videos for said original courses. I will put it in a additional document if needed. So for the host side, you open the world you want to share, pause menu, multiplayer options. You can choose either if it's local or online. You can set the game mode, cheats, approve join requests, etc. On the guest side, they basically just join. Or if you have a normal server, you can join with the host IP and port. There are limitations because local needs the same network. Online shares presence via friends list, and the guest progress saves to the host world only. There are mods like Essential and stuff like that that help with this. You can have a server hosting, etc. That's kind of like the basics of that. And that's the end of Social 101, the social contract. In this video, we learned 2 axioms of multiplayer etiquette, which is the chest is sacred and it was like that sentence isn't true. We learned about the Locator Bar, which is visible by default, and if people are hidden, they're most likely asking for space. And one big golden rule is that type things you'd say to their face if it's in chat or anything like that. So in the next video, which will be Social 102, which will be the end of this specific course section, we'll be going over the in-game practical stuff of this with one of our other instructors. So reference sheets and full lab materials are available for builder and producer tier patrons on the Patreon. So if you want additional materials or like worksheets and stuff like that, join the Patreon. I will post early videos there soon, as well as more builder and producer tier stuff. And eventually I will be starting to talk about stuff about other series on there. So if you want to support me, Patreon is the best way to go about it, or commission me for data packs or plugins. I'm NASL Plays, and I will see you in Social 102. Thanks for watching.